person that was going to do this had a holiday today. And she is on holiday with her family. And then the other person that I thought about, I didn't think about it until this morning. She said, oh, I would have done it for you had you called me last night. And I said, oh, I didn't think about it until this morning. So here I am. We're going to talk about eating right for a healthy you. I think that's what our workshop topic is, eating right for a healthy you. And this topic was chosen because it's important, I think, for us as African Americans and us as AMEs to understand that what we put into our bodies determines how well we do and determines who we are. So we need to think a little bit more about what we're doing and give it a little bit more thought process on what we're eating when we sit down to the table to eat. Now, the guidelines for eating has changed over the years. It's gone from, I think it was like basic 4 when I was growing up, and it went to basic 7, or at some point it was basic 7 and 4, and now we have the food guide pyramid, and there are several kinds of pyramids, and I think this is the latest one that I've got set up here for you to take a look at. That's the latest one, but it's still in the process of being changed. In fact, Harvard University School of Public Health has a new pyramid that's out, and I think that one will probably become our next pyramid. And I have a copy of it to show you. I thought about it last night. I was thinking if I had thought about it, I could have made some copies, but I didn't think about it until last night. There's even the pyramid for African Americans, the soul food pyramid. And it tells us about all of our soul foods that we eat and where they should fall in our diet and how much of them we should eat and how we should not have all of these hog maws and all of the good things that we like to eat, because they are all considered fat because they are made from animals. So they are all considered fat. And then we've got this pyramid. It's kind of similar to that one. And we see the person going up the steps on it. And the reason for him going up the steps is because it's teaching us that we need to increase our exercise. That's what we need to do. When we put in all of these foods, then we have to do something with them. So this one tells us about increasing our activity. And Miss Melissa, I think the way you gotta make it so that it doesn't change. Okay, eating right is good for us at any age. Young people need more calories because they are growing and they are busy and they are very active. And those of us, as we get older, we tend to not be quite as active, so we don't need quite as much food. And it's not, what our pyramids are now telling us is that it's not that any food is bad for us, but it's the fact that we have to watch what we're eating. We have to monitor what we eat. We don't want to eat too many of the wrong things. Okay. What we need to remember, the steps to eating healthy, is that we need to know what to include, and we can include all foods in our diet. They all fit, and no one food is going to give us everything we need, but there are several that will give us a variety of things. If we eat a variety of foods, we will get a lot of different nutrients. There are certain things that are called anytime foods. These anytime foods are considered the healthier foods. Those are the things that we can eat basically anytime. There are also some foods that are called sometime foods. The sometime foods are foods that we should eat less often. It's not that we shouldn't eat them at all, but we should eat them less often, like ice cream, You'll notice on that, at the top of that pyramid, there's a chocolate chip cookie. We can't eat that as often. And Mr. Preston, don't frown up so, because we really don't want you to eat a whole lot later. So you'll be here a long time. And so it's important for us to know which of these foods we need to eat when. And we need to know kind of how much we need to eat. A variety of food can add spice to our life. And that is one of the reasons why we have these different guides, because they kind of give us spice. They kind of help us to add variety so that we're not eating the same thing all the time. And if we mix them all together, we can have a basic healthy diet, and we can grow and get all of our nutrients that we need. Next slide, please. The groups of the foods now are, we have the grains, which is the first group, and that's the most important group, our grains. Our grains provide us with energy that's necessary to do anything. That's what I used to tell my clients all the time when I counsel them. You gotta have some breads, some cereal, some dry peas and beans, so that you can have, so that you can do different things. You need energy. So the grain foods are the foods that provide you with energy. Grain foods also provide you with fiber. And now we encourage you to have more whole grain food, more whole grain breads and cereals. And the reason we encourage the whole grain breads and cereals, because our bodies does not digest the whole grains as fast. And we don't get hungry as fast, so we don't go back and eat more and overeat, is one of the other things. But the whole grains also are foods that will help to keep the blood sugar and the insulin levels from rising and falling too fast. So therefore, whole grains are important for that reason. Whole grains